What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Check it out. Listen, guys, yesterday I saw ALITA, Battle Angel. And let me tell you something. I love this movie. Absolutely loved it. It was exciting. It was well written. It was well acted. The world that they built was totally believable. It looked great. The action sequences, I mean, everything was just on point. And of course, it just baffled my mind while I was watching this, because leading up to this, the only thing that I heard was negativity from the movie critics community, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? It seemed like all the critics had to say was negative about this movie, and the projections were in the toilet, and it did this wrong, and it did that wrong, and it seemed like they were invested in this movie failing, and I had to wonder while I was watching it, why this movie had it, man. It brought the goods, it brought the heat, so I had to wonder to myself, what is up with these movie critics? Like, what's going on, man? There's some type of agenda. Yes, I use the A word, agenda. There's got to be. Because anytime movie critics consistently get it wrong the way they've been doing, it's like first with The Last Jedi. I remember going into The Last Jedi, all they did was rave about it. You couldn't tell me, based upon the movie critics, you couldn't tell me that The Last Jedi wasn't the best Star Wars movie ever made going in. I know I'm not the only one who had that experience. If you looked at all of the prominent movie critics, everybody said this was a classic. So when you got in there, and by the time it was done, you were like, what? As a matter of fact, I think that everything that's happened subsequently after the release of The Last Jedi, I think that it wouldn't have been such a dramatic response if movie critics hadn't talked it up the way that they did so unanimously. So, on the opposite side of that, you have ALITA, Battle Angel. And you have the critics trashing this thing, but then you have the audience on this side who are loving it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to listen to the audience. You know, so I went to go see this, and my God, I just loved it, man. You know, I loved her, like I said, with her big eyes and everything. It was just so, the way they were able to convey emotion, you know, through her eyes was masterful. You know, Robert Rodriguez, I think, is low-key one of my favorite directors. You know, I loved the Desperado movies. I loved From Dusk Till Dawn. You know what I mean? Even the Spy Kids movie. It's like, what was the other one? Grindhouse, you know, with Tarantino also. It's like, I just like his style. You know what I mean? I like his style. I like his eye for the shot. And, you know, he's just a man's director. You know what I mean? Like what Michael Bay wishes he could be. You know, Robert Rodriguez, to me, is very consistent in bringing the goods. You know, so and ALITA was no different. You know what I mean? It's like I had a great time watching it. You know, like I said, the way that things progressed. Afro Boy from Bumblebee was in there. Why that is of note, I don't know, but I'm just weird like that, and I notice these things, and I'm going to keep my eye on that young man's career, Afro Boy. Beta! He was slightly less beta in this movie, but he was kind of half the man he was in that other movie. If you saw this movie, you know what I'm talking about. yeah. So anyway, the fallout, if you will, continues for ALITA, because I see now they're talking about she was too sexualized, or her body was too voluptuous or whatever. She was a slimmie, man. It's not like she was bang pow, you know what I mean? But it's too much, man. The SJW thing in Hollywood is just going way too far. And this is what happens when you let ugly people run the world, because they're intimidated, and they're also threatened by attractive people. So they need to have everything be ugly. They need to have everything be asexual, which is a shame, because so much of a woman's power is in her sexuality. The strongest man in the world can be laid low by a beautiful, hot woman, you know, or a sexy woman. It doesn't matter what she looks like. If she just has a sexy way about her, she is powerful. And let me tell you something. ALITA, in her own way, was quite sexy. You know what I mean? When she got that new body and she's doing those back stretches, you know, and all that stuff, I was like, ho. You know, plus she kind of looked a little flirty at times, you know, playful, you know, and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that, man. It's like, why do these SJWs think that women have to somehow play down their femininity? Is anybody catching that? It's like, really, they're anti-feminine when you think about it, because They are advocates for men being women. They're advocates for women being men, and the lines are blurred. And you know what I mean? It's like, where is the celebration of femininity from the SJWs? You know, ALITA was, she was great, man. You know what I mean? She was a great leading character who happened to be a woman. Nobody has a problem with that. I cared for ALITA and her journey, her hero's journey, about 5,000 times more than I cared for Rey. You know what I mean? Rey was just as bland as she could possibly be. When you really think about it, she has no real reason to be in the story. She has no emotional connection, and no, Han getting killed doesn't count. She was nobody to him. You know what I mean? She just met him mere days, like a day before he died? You know what I mean? So there's not much motivation for Rey. But with ALITA, it was a lot different. It's like we saw her literally come back from nothing, only to get cut down again, and then come back again and fight her way back, you know, to full potential and recognizing and realizing who she was. It's like you ended up being very much connected with her. And also when she finally did cry that tear that she was crying, and she went and chopped a tear in half. She chopped a teardrop in half. That was sick, man! You know, but that movie was great, man. And then you turn around and you have the critics just bashing it every single day, nitpicking it. You know, what's up with her eyes? What's up with her shape? What's up with this? What's up with that? It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? They're taking all the fun out of this, man, if you let them, that is. You know, so listen, guys, it's about time that we just kept the critics and the shills over there, and the rest of us right-thinking, sane people stay over here. You know what I mean? ALITA was a great movie, and I would say to everybody who cares about sci-fi, you know, this is some great science fiction. Like I said, the world that they built was magnificent, and the more encouragement they get, the more I would like to think they're going to come back with a sequel or sequels or a series or something like that. And I would love to see them explore this world and this possibility, and, you know, Alita's sexuality, you know, and as a woman, you know, and even though she's an artificial life form, you know what I mean? Not on some Lando type stuff, but, you know, why not? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, guys, I love the movie. You guys chime in the comment section. Tell me what you thought. Of course, this has nothing to do with spoilers or anything like that. Everybody had a good role in this movie. Like I said, it was a lot of action. The action was well done. The fights were well choreographed. Nobody had a disappearing blade or anything like that. It was just great. So, like I said, sound off in the comment section. Let me know how you thought about ALITA. Let me know what you think about people saying that ALITA was over-sexualized. It's ridiculous, man. And, you know, just get at me, man. And you can comment, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. I would appreciate that. Also, I have a Twitter account, I have a Patreon. All those links are in the description box. You can check it out. That's it for now, guys. I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.